Hello everyone and welcome to another match of the 2025 Roulette Rivals World Championship. I think for the second time this tournament we have the match between the first and the second seeds of this group, of any group for that matter, so this promises to be a very exciting match between Scruffy, the RRWC 24 and 3-time RR champion, and lukedotpng, one of the most consistent, solidly top 10 players of the community. Scruffy has played 3 matches so far and is perfect. Won 6-0 all 3 times, so with 18 points he's halfway there to a perfect group stage, but maybe his toughest obstacle is yet to come, because lukedotpng may have only played 1 match, and I think he played against Zai and lost to him 2-4, but that was, I guess, his warm-up, and now very curious to see how these top 2 players of the group match up, or so we thought it's the top 2, but obviously Mika is a very competent returning rival and returning from a longer break this year. And of course there's Zai, who really wants to make a second stage. Obviously he's been very close a couple of times before in the Swiss stages, but now good chance for the groups to make it to the knockouts. We will start in Sapienza in just 40 seconds here, as I'm still yet to fix a couple of stuff. I've seen Luke online and I've seen Scruffy online, so no worries there. I'm gonna keep the audio on both sides for now and we will figure it out as we go. Sapienza was Scruffy's choice. Could be a bit tactical, so I have a ping. Okay, I was... Never mind. Not gonna comment. 5 seconds until spin. Sapienza's is Scruffy's choice, and it doesn't seem that tactical because Luke does have slightly below 50% win rate on it, but Scruffy is of course great on all maps. The spin is here: Silver Caruso, Pistols, Hazmat Suit, and Francesco DeSantis next step's kitchen assistant, which will be indeed fast and speedy, indeed, maybe quick even, or the high velocity. I think Scruffy was hindered by the slightly longer loading time, because I think he was the first one to press play. Didn't seem like. I thought he would be the first one in. Well, it's gonna be close for Luke, but looks like he will keep his 4-second in-game time lead. Gonna start with a PSA as well that I will have to mute for like a minute. In a couple of minutes time something is coming up and it was not worth changing casters for it or just delaying the spin. It's just gonna be muted for a while. But hopefully we will just miss some straightforward action, or I guess I will miss some straightforward action that I cannot talk about. Luke is changing into Lake Doctor, but he's not misreading the spin, it's just a proxy disguise, because now he's also getting the kitchen assistant from this kitchen. Bit tricky dancing around, that's gonna be a whoosh, but nicely cancelled. I thought that could have been a bit tricky to manage, but he's not gonna get caught. Luke is getting a pretty bad timing, but still gonna be alright. And now with the chunk in hand, he will be able to grab this disguise and make it a double KO. No need to, just the one disguise. Scruffy found his proxy disguise as well. It will be the mansion chef, although he is doing this just slightly bit behind in terms of Luke. A lot of this spin will be dependent on basically the Francesco approach, and this couple of second difference of in-game time and a couple of meters of difference between placements could be overcame by just better managing Francesca. Luke has shot the panel probably at the latest where it's worth doing. And it looks like Luke will decide against it. So that will be a pretty interesting combination. Ooh, that was a lot of hesitation, but ended up doing that subdue. I do feel like this could be pretty good for Scruffy, who now with a table boost be going down one floor as Luke is still cleaning up this area, and luckily he's not late for Silvio. That would have been a bit more of a problem. Scruffy is getting his proxy back, Luke is getting his proxy back. I don't think the panel shot makes a lot of difference. It was right on the edge of where it matters. And now it's down to Silvio approaches. Black for Luke, but I think he might... thought he would have one more Trank, but apparently not. Be right back. Be back now. Yeah, so the part that I couldn't talk about was Scruffy managing the Silvio isolation part much quicker, and I'm trying to think. Luke had 2 Tranks. Oh, of course, one was used on a kitchen assistant and the second one on Franny's guard, which means there was not really an option to use any Tranks on the ice, so that's why he resorted to the blue egg. So what it felt like maybe a slight Luke lead for most of the spin was actually a nice Scruffy win at the end. Now I have to sneeze. Okay, Luke with a pretty interesting walk to grab. Thank you, Wes. I mean, it is kind of a tech in that if you kill soldiers with a firearm and you only use 1 bullet, obviously mostly a case for snipers, pistols and ARs, but that can lure a Morgulator up, which is sometimes unintended because he could find the bodies, or I guess the singular body in the I guess the evidence room, I could say. It's the second half of this practice spin by Luke. I think it's pretty tricky. At least, I think it's tricky with the Urian period, because I think it's always kind of different. Giving me like... Okay, that was a body found in the end. Who would it be by? I'm honestly kind of clueless, but I'm unable to tell which body is safe today apparently, so just gonna say that it's unfortunate by Luke. Pretty nice wallbang though, which we did miss. And that one has a bit less of a use case. And yeah, it's unlikely that most of these will come into play, but Luke is always nice to watch. Pretty good ideas. Scruffy in a bit of a calmer situation, and I guess for the last 30 seconds speak about the map pick here. Look at 12 and 4, the 205 map record, personal best, so you would be right to think that this is one of Luke's best maps. 14 and 6 is, I think it's pretty high. If I turn it into, yeah, that's 70%. I would probably think that in terms of Scruffy's win rate list, it would be right around the middle, so interesting pick, and I don't think it's too much of a bad one. And oh wait, I don't think this is legal. Right, this is not legal, right? I it would be as close to a any spin as possible, but oh god, it's definitely not a good idea. Nope, it's like on our other maps, you can't have the exact same firearm, which of course gets tricky in Hokkaido because the target's kill pool, I guess, condition pool, where it's drawn from is the firearms, the accidents, and the melee items, but Solders is built up from the ground up, and it's, I guess, the same firearms, but the 5 or 6 unique kills. And I mean, I'm gonna clear and resend the same spin just to make sure. Yeah, it's just bugging out a bit, but I think they will be both ready. Because I managed to not regenerate, just send the same spin with a different time. I'm not sure why I'm like this, but the legal spin is here. It's Eric Soda's Shotgun Ninja and Yuki Yamazaki's Silence SMG Doctor. So firearms after all. And I guess just like the Sapienza spin, the start will be very obvious, which ends up being 2 very quick plans from both players. It's Scruffy being at 21, Luke at 19, so I guess 2.5 second difference. Not really what this spin will come down to, but I think the Doctor grab in particular. Especially for Ninja start, it's difficult to say which would be the best. There would be one in the hospital area. Which is a bit of a detour, but there's also the party bag. It's gonna be a legal shotgun kill on Luke. Scruff is not grabbing the disguise just yet, but I mean, ends up being about the same thing anyway. Grab the disguise first or later. I guess it's Scruffy's timing. He needs to stop the bodyguard once or twice, while for Luke he needs to lure the Doctor down, which will or could become a chain lure. And it will become a chain lure, and I think by going this far down below, it should be safe. I think below that platform will definitely be safe. But I think Luke is aware that this is a spin which will count down to aquarium. I was gonna say aquarium or a sauna, but I think both players are familiar with aquarium and will be able to at least attempt it fairly first try. 157 versus 157, that's really impressive. Which I guess means that Scruffy spent a couple extra seconds in pause. Not a lot of matches ever where it will come down to that, but something to pay attention to. Now, this is interesting because I think the #1 rule on these two is you don't want to proxy their conversations, but Luke will lure 1 and lure 2, and they will not be a problem for the rest of the spin. And actually Scruffy does the same, and that was almost an unfortunate head turn. I think he was, I guess, 1 step away from being too close. But that's the area secure, and even with loud kills and whatnot, that area will be fine for at least a kill, which happens in 30 seconds, and then the 15-second exit after. Now we will see the difference of approaches, of which there may be none. There are 2 ways to put the briefcase in position, either by throwing, which Luke will do, or you could just place it at a specific spot, but this is gonna be a throw for both, and Scruffy and Luke, the same arch. 1 question mark, 2 question marks. That is gonna be quite close. The guard does follow, maybe a slightly bit faster for Scruffy. That's the kill. Both of them get the kill. I think Scruffy turns the corner earlier. Let's hope it's not anticlimactic because of stream delays. Who will take the longer way around? Scruffy will take 1 volt longer, but both of them are taking the left side. Luke will be the first one to exit. Will he be the first one to finish? No, he all tabs out. And there were some interesting timers on both sides, but it looks like a 0.56 second difference, which I think let me go into okay, that's DM from upcoming player, but we have a photo finish to calculate. That was super ethical on Luke's side, and definitely Scruffy's as well. So let me check the photo finish sheet. I guess I can commentate over this just to make it somewhat engaging as well. I don't have the frame-based tools yet. So I have my own copy of the photo finish calculator. Okay, so there's the Luke with the lead of, yes, 568, and let me go to my VOD to see who loaded how many times, and I mean the answer will be 1. The Twitch robots don't want to load for the first try. I have to refresh again, but I have it now. Okay, just wanted to make a quick confirmation that it's first try for both of them. Oh, Luke actually almost pressed casual first. Had to change to professional, but now he's going, and it looks like both of them are fine. Okay, so it's 1 try versus 1 try. And not a frame-based observation, but I can make a good estimate here, I guess. It's very quick by Scruffy. So between 2.6 and 2.7 and 2.9. Oh, and Luke's not gonna be a lot different either. I mean, we can argue about the differences, but this is gonna be... This is gonna be... Well, spoilers, this is gonna be a tie. I'm gonna mention it here first. I mean, I guess one more check for fairness, but Scruffy is 2.8. And Scruffy is like, or Luke is like 3.2, 3.3. I'll keep the original numbers because it doesn't matter if Luke wins by 1 second or half a second. And that will be a draw. Do definitely want to get to your question, Wes, as well. We'll start by... Okay, who is my second match? It's Fusk and Osh. I just wanted to make sure that both Fusk and Osh are aware that we are going back to back. And I mean, if this Dartmoor finishes in like a couple of minutes, then there's not a lot of delay is needed. Luckily, these players are fast, and I was the one who took too long in this. Oh yeah, it's 2 photo finishes, but of course one had to be actually counted, and the other one could be waived. We'll see what this next one holds, but okay. So why do ties exist? I thought I could give you the answer. I know why photo finishes exist, and I think it is a byproduct of the photo finishes. So of course, at the beginning there were no photo finishes whatsoever. Whoever presses down first wins the map. And yeah, I got there in the end. That was the result, because late in 2020, photo finishes like were a thing, but I think admins were calculating by the second and probably were not so accurate. So I guess it's kind of like mitigating the problem. Obviously, it's still bad if theoretically an admin counts incorrectly, and instead of someone winning by half a second, it's the other person winning half a second. But I guess for these situations, there was like the 2-second draw margin, so there's less pressure on admins. But something for the future for sure, to maybe even eliminate the draw threshold, or at least lower it from 2 seconds. Here's the Dartmoor, which could very well be could be a second tie here, because it's Alexa Carlyle, Consume Poison, Mansion Guard. But this time, the difference is... It's a good 4 seconds of in-game time, but that is how Scruffy started as well. Luke was just much more optimal in the inventory time, and a lot less of the pausing time went there. Scruffy going safe there with the Emetic tool, but Luke showing us that you don't actually need it. I kind of thought it was necessary. But it's also one input less for Luke. Not a lot of pausing time there to be saved, but there you have it. I suppose now the time is to get the Mansion Guard and wait at the exit. I feel like this skill can be slightly bit more controversial because the way Alexa reacts to the poison and her death animation in particular could vary, I would say. Her cycle could vary. It could be a 235 kill, it could be a 238 kill, it could be a 235 kill with ragdolls taking until 238, something like that. But I guess the rest of the spin is now finding out who goes for which Mansion Guard grab, and I think Luke was a bit scared about the fact if the bodyguard would turn, but he will not, and he may now wait at the exit, and we'll just bring the briefcase to that guard, who will leave this area, hopefully. I did not frame count the Hokkaido photo finish move. I get a 1.1 difference, 1.1 win for Luke, but it could be 0.9 or 1.3. I did not care enough, and I'm not really ready. Oh, I'm glad it was accurate. We'll eventually do that for the future. Luke is cleaning up the area, and I guess on that regard, he's looking better than Scruffy, who will have to do a well-timed throne distraction and hope that the card will get out of this area in time. There's Scruffy 231. Luke's animation started earlier. 251 exit for Scruffy, 253 for Luke. This could be interesting because now it's 1.6 for Scruffy. Oh, I'm almost pinged Samir. And the second match could start, but I have to finish this one first. Let's go back to where we came from, I guess. Do I still have the tab with the voids? No. Even Alexa death animation is personalized. But yes, Scruffy had that 3-second lead for most of the spin. So now it will have to be decided whether his lead will stand, and I think this is gonna have to be a bit more exact, so I might go quite a bit more. Okay, I missed Scruffy's one load, but it's not... that is so tricky. I think Luke's load might be a touch longer, but there was nothing based on numbers, just getting the vibes of the first load. Let's see. 3.3 or 3.4. But I'm getting 3.3 for Scruffy. This is 3.4. So for now, I'm gonna go 3.35, and hello Scruffy. This is a 1.662 difference. 1.62 lead for Scruffy. But I do think Luke's load is slightly longer. So I think he will be catching up from that 1.62 deficit. Yeah, there is the loading before the loading. I get the cogwheels, not sure how to say it. Well, it's 4.1, the first attempt. yeah, it's not gonna be too off, so I'm just gonna do the middle and gonna announce another tie. We got to a 4-2 result on a pretty interesting way. But instead of lamenting on this very interesting match, a very high level match, and 3 photo finishes once more, just the last one was I guess the largest difference between the two players was the 17-second win by Scruffy, which was waived. 17 or 27, I actually forgot. But gonna go to the groups now and confirm that with this update, Scruffy is no longer perfect, but has 22 points of the potential 24. He could still be the third person to... Oh, that's... It's gonna be a very interesting trivia question, because I think Tucker is one player who didn't lose a map in a group stage, but tied twice. So Scruffy could be joining him if his final 2 matches are perfect against Mika and I think maybe T-North. Mika and Zai, I'm not sure. But with those 2 points, Luke is on 4 points. And which is 2 losses, but 2 very narrow losses. And he could be, you know, boosting his group stage performance with the 4 wins that he's expected to do and still finish second in the group. Next match here are 4 matches, and a couple have started already. Well, a couple or 4 of them will start in 12 seconds, including mine, Fusk versus Hitman, third in the list. I am going to go idle and switch the scenes and set up for the next match, and see you soon. And until next time, see you, everybody.